Hello.
Hello, Megan. How are you today?
Good. How are you, Madam? How are you, Deepesh?
Good. Yourself? Thank you for asking.
So where's Adrian?
Adrian is on the way. I think.
Yeah, he will join us soon. We can start our conversation. Like he's our registered nurse and one of the trainer in our college. He can come and join with us in between of our meeting, and then he can explain more than what we can explain in regarding nursing and health and science sector.
Yeah. Okay. So let's get started. Hi everyone. Thanks for joining with us for the talk show Study Nursing and Health in Australia. My name is Megan, Administration Manager of EMK Global. So it can be seen that COVID-19 has impacted life of many people around the world. So we now understand more about the importance of healthcare sectors. So without the healthcare workers, we cannot control and cope with the situation. And this also the reason that the healthcare sector becoming one of the most demanding sector for studying in Australia, such as aged care, nursing, and community services. To answer all of the questions related to study healthcare major in Australia and opportunities and challenges in this industry, we have three guests today. Ms. Madan Corella, Marketing Director of AHIC, Australian Harbour International College. Hi, Madan. Can you introduce yourself? Hi, sorry, I can't hear your voice because it's mute. Yeah.
Are you able to hear me now?
Yes.
Perfect. So, my name is Madan Koyala. I work for Australian Harbour International College towards the marketing and admission board. So you can say the overall operation of Australian Harbour International College. Also, I look after underage students because we do take 18 minus student as well. So we look after them. I look after the student services in a sense when they have a complex scenario, when they need a support, and also we look after the underage student also. So you can say basically today you can tell me or you can ask me regarding anything regarding Harbour College because I'm associated with pretty much with all the faculty of this institution.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you. So Mr. Deepesh, he's the Senior Sales and Marketing Manager of the Harbour College. So you can please introduce about yourself so the audience can know about you.
Thank you, Megan. Thanks for inviting us, and thanks for everything that you gave us time to listen a little bit, sharing idea about the Harbour College. I've been working in this industry for pretty much you can say nearly 10 years, but not at Harbour College. I started in 2016 at Harbour College as a marketing personnel. But as Madanji just said before, we pretty much look after everything. We know bit of here and there for every sectors and everything. For admissions, for compliance, for what you can say assessment, everything underwriting student. Pretty much you can say we do know everything from the college.
Yeah, so for the audience, you can see that, they can answer any question. So please drop any message, any comment, or inbox us, so we can answer all of your questions. We also have Mr. Adrian Domingo. He's a placement manager, healthcare science department of Harbour College. He will join us later on. So, and then he would share about his experience and also about the healthcare industry. So hi Madan, so I'm happy that you guys join us today. So perhaps there are not many people already know about the Harbour College. So would you mind introducing something about the Harbour College?
Definitely, thank you very much, Megan, for this question. Beautiful questions, and I think they're very beautiful questions to start up. So many of those who already knows about Harbour College, it's a blessing. And if you don't know about Harbour College, no need to worry. So let's start about what it is. Australian Harbour International College, AHIC is a short form, is a CRICROS registered ASQA accredited institution of vocational education and training, which is also called VET, for overseas students in Sydney. AHIC focuses primarily on the stated learning needs and career aspirations of the enrollees. That's the basic point. And our learning disciplines promise to deliver nationally recognized certificates and diplomas that meet the standards specified by the VET quality framework. AHIC is located in the heart of Central Business District, which is called CBD in Sydney. Also, AHIC students are inspired and benefit directly from a learning experience and the real-life dynamic and ambience of Australia's largest city. So it's most thriving center for learning, business, and culture. At AHIC, our goal is to tailor teaching modules so students are equipped with the comprehensive Australian standard academic outcomes that allow them to choose between. The first one is the articulation into further education in Australian universities, and also entry to the global workforce at middle management or professional levels. And AHIC also strives to provide students with learning pathways that best suit their desired academic outcomes and eventual professional ambitions. And also our main goal is AHIC is set up to teach and guide its students from pre-enrollment course counseling through to orientation periods and eventual graduation with a quality-driven learning experience. In short, we are giving a vocational training which make them ready for today's industry, and also we provide them the education which will help them eventually to go further for their higher education. Our vision is to provide true learning opportunities to the students of different nationalities and cultural backgrounds, so they may achieve greater heights. They will be able to learn and see the multicultural environment. And our ambition, our mission is to build a higher education institute led by an experienced and diverse team of professionals that understand each student's educational values and needs, and also strives to tap their potential to so that they may achieve their learning and career targets. So basically, you can say this is a very starting point of education in Australia for the international students. Also, job-oriented courses and higher education-oriented courses are our focus, which satisfy the government framework as well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, like we already have a lot of students in Harbour College, and they are really happy with the quality of the schools. So if you can see for the campus tour, like there are a lot of computer labs, you know, and the student can have the computer easily. Let's take a look at the Harbour College campus tour. So we have a look at the whole campus of Harvard College. So I hope that you guys, see a lot of facility that Harvard College provide for their students. A lot of campus like computer labs, so the student can come to the campus and do their assignment there. For the health courses, they also have facility inside the campus, which is convenient for the student to practice and have work placement. I can see like Adrian, he's joined with us, right?
That's true. Yes,
Yes.
he is with
So,
us.
hi, Adrian. Can you introduce about yourself so our audience can know about your background?
Hi, my name is Adrian, and I'm the Clinical Placements Coordinator at Australian Harbour International College. So basically what I'm doing is, I'm also a registered nurse myself.
Yeah.
So basically what I'm doing is that I allocate students, all of our diploma of nursing for aging support students at the different hospitals. We have plenty and a vast array of partner hospitals here in Sydney. And we also have NSW Health in regional New South Wales.
Oh, that's good. Really great to have you join with us for the talk show today, because I believe that our students have a lot of questions in healthcare and nursing. So I hope you can answer all of their questions, in the talk show. So before we go into to place any questions, so let's start with some information about healthcare sectors, and then I will present some information about the current situation and perspective of this field. Okay, so with the development of economy globally, people are paying more attention to the health. So together we will understand why nursing and health courses are popular in Australia, and the average wages of the job perspective in this industry. So in the top of 50 institutions in the world, Australia have 11 institutions that teach nursing in 2019, and this is ranking by QS World University. Before answering why nursing and health courses are popular in Australia, let's go through some facts of this industry in Australia. So over the past 5 years, almost 17 Australian jobs created were the healthcare and more than any other sectors. So today, almost 10% of Australian workers work in healthcare occupation, and the number that certainly grow throughout the 2020s. So demand for nurses continue to increase because of the growth of aging of the population and advances in medical technology and an increasing incidence of chronic disease, as we know now is pandemic COVID-19. So as you can see in the chart, the demand is always higher than the supply for the workforce in nursing and healthcare. So employers are always looking for applicants with qualification and registration in Australia. So this pie chart is one of the most important characteristic that employers to look for is the relevant qualification, and it accounts for 31% for 3 characteristics, not talk only about relevant experience, not only about personal quality. The relevant qualification is really important in the eyes of employers. So what's the difference between the demands of this sector in different states? So I have done this, the research by myself, and I picked 2 states, big states like New South Wales and Victoria as an example to analyze. For enrollers, New South Wales just have 58% of vacancies were filled, while Victoria have 73% of vacancies were filled. So, and also for registered nurse, New South Wales just 50% vacancy filled, and Victoria already filled by 51%. So if you're thinking of becoming a nurse, you should consider studying New South Wales in order to have more chance of getting a job, because 50% of vacancies still waiting for you. So we can see the demand for the nurse also increasing during the COVID-19. And we can understand more like the importance of this healthcare sector. So I believe that we have the answer for the questions why healthcare courses in Australia. After I presented some statistics, so in summary, like I just outlined 3 main reasons students should consider study healthcare and nursing in Australia. So firstly, it's about the aging population. In fact, Australian government analysts are predicting that number of Australians aged 65 or over will more than double by 2058. And secondly, they have Australia experiencing skilled nurse shortage. So the domestic students, they have chosen to study another sectors like IT, engineer, and other sectors like in business rather than healthcare courses. So there is a shortage or in this sector. And the international who graduate from healthcare and nursing, they are still lack of skills. So the employers still looking for the skilled people to work for them. And it leads to a lot of vacancy in this field. And thirdly, healthcare courses are recognized worldwide. So if you study in Australia and you want to move to other countries, it is possible for you to move and still have good career development. And I know a lot of people have a question about the income of healthcare sector in Australia. Let's take a few seconds to guess like how much the average wages in this field. Okay, so people can comment in here and see, how much you guys guess about the average income for healthcare sector. Okay, I see 40,000. I think it's too low. Okay, I see 80,000. Maybe, maybe. So the answer, the average income here is like 65,000 for healthcare and nursing. Then now I will break down for the details of average salary based on working hours for personal care and home healthcare. So you can see that it is around $30 per hour, which is higher than many other sectors like hospitality. Right? A home caregiver can earn up to 100,000 per year, as you can see in this in the slide. For nursing, the average salary per hour is around $50 per hour. Okay. See, at the slide you can see registered nurse have like around $49 per hour. So in summary, the wages per year can be up to like more than 70,000 per year for nursing. It depends on the experience you have, so your income will increase from time to time and your position. So with this promising industry, so what are your career opportunities? So there are 5 main industries that I show in the slide. You can see full-time hours weekly average is around 34 hours. Currently, the situation has changed a bit during COVID-19. International students who work in aged care can work more than 40 hours fortnightly. And nursing students can be directed by the health officials. So the Department of Home Affairs, they already increased the number of working hours for international students in healthcare sector compared to other sector, like which is still restricted to 40 hours fortnightly. So for the students who are considering about permanent residence, there are 2 pathways for in nursing. So if you study diploma of nursing, you will become an enrolled nurse, and you can apply for skilled nominated visa 190 or skilled regional visa 491, temporary shortage visa 482. So let's say like subclass 190 is PR. For 491 and 482, it's just temporary, but you can, find your way to the permanent resident later on. For people study Bachelor of Nursing, you can become a registered nurse, and you have more options to apply for PR. like 189 or 186. After having like 186, you need to have 3 years experience. However, the registered nurse is really competitive occupation. So you have to be wise to choose the course which is suitable for your personality and also suitable for your study ability. So I hope you guys already have useful information from my presentation. And healthcare is really a promising sector with a lot of opportunity. And your task is to be qualified to get employed in this field to fulfill the shortage in the healthcare workforce. If you have any questions, please drop the comments, message, or contact EMK Global for further discussion. So now we will move to the second part of the talk show, which is, raising a question for our guests to help you guys understand a more nursing and healthcare sector, especially related to the Harvard College. So, Mr. Dipesh, before COVID-19, how many, not a lot of students study healthcare courses, but now almost full capacity for nursing and healthcare course everywhere. So how about the Harvard College? How Harvard College managed to facilitate those healthcare courses? And how you guys managed to provide the course to the students?
Like especially after this COVID-19, like we especially helping students, we didn't really in a financial hardship. We especially help them as a financial guide. But like as you said, health and science courses and nursing is always popular in Australia. Even before COVID-19, you are absolutely right. After COVID-19, it's more popular and more demanding than before. But like, as I can say one thing, like we've been recruiting, more than 1,000 students in 2019 and 2018 from overseas in our health and science and nursing courses. So I would say it's popular anytime in Australia. Like I saw your one point before, like there's too many always demanding course in Australia and always demanded it's more demanding nowadays, like as you said.
As I showed before, in New South Wales, there are a lot of vacancy for the nurse and health course. So I believe that Harvard College have the same reason when you guys choose a course to provide for the student, right?
Yeah, I can share you one thing in this, why most of the NSW is still needing more nurses, because I think it's because of the migration purpose. If I think students completed their course in Victoria or in some regional area, they can get the permanent residency quick. We're not the migration agent, but that's how we've been listening from the market. That's why the Victoria, comparing in New South Wales to Victoria's job is quickly filled than
exactly.
NSW.
Yeah, I agree with that point. Hi, Madam, can you share with us what type of healthcare courses that the international normally choose? Because I can see in your college, you guys have different type of healthcare course, and can you show let our students know and what the reason they choose these courses, and what's the common requirements for these courses?
Okay, let me be more specific and help you out. Again, thank you very much, everyone who is watching us right now and trying to know more about the courses, healthcare courses in Australia, specifically in Australian Harbour International College. So first of all, your question is what type of healthcare courses that the international student normally choose. So there are always two types of students. I mean, a necessity of the student to choose any kind of specific course. So first one is they will be seeing each per their future. So their work was, their qualification was, and also regards to a lot of other requirements. For example, how much will be the pay? What kind of job opportunity can I get? Will it be my future will be secure or not? So that's the first questions for most of the students before choosing any qualification. Second, parallelly, am I be able to get my permanent residency after doing this course? That's the second question from most of the students. So these are the two factors that led them to choose the specific course. Then the third factor is, okay, how much is the fees? Which one is expensive or cheaper? But these are the two requirements. And so let me be more specific. I can see a few of the questions as well, like into requirements of nursing. So for diploma of nursing, it's clearly very specific, 7 each in IELTS or equivalent. That's the first entry requirement in terms of English for diploma of nursing. However, let me share you a very funny thing. So this is the standard of NMAC. However, as per the NMAC, to start Bachelor's of Nursing, you don't need 7 each. So for Diploma of Nursing, you need 7 each or 65 each in PTE. But for Bachelor's of Nursing, it's depending upon the discretion of the universities or the provider. So that's the first basic requirement. Yes, to start Diploma of Nursing, if you are year 12 or equivalent qualification, if you have achieved equivalent qualification, you are eligible to start diploma of nursing. However, your English proficiency will play a very vital role, and if you have a similar industry background, that will definitely help a lot in futures in terms of to study and cope up with the certificates. So yes, diploma of nursing always a hot cake for many of the students. The course which is available with us. The second one, very surprisingly, many of the students are choosing diploma of community services because the further pathway will be the Bachelor's of Social Work, Welfare, or Bachelor's of Community Services, or even I can see now sometimes the regional government is offering the permanent residency pathway for the students who are doing diploma of community services as well. Of course, terms and condition applies, which means English proficiency, duration, and other things definitely plays the vital role. And expert team like EMK Global definitely can help the students to do the further migration scope in this regards. And yes, SOT4 in aging support is also popular because after doing this course, a student can start working as a aged care nurse, you know. So they work as an assistant in nursing, which is also called AIN, or support worker or case worker as well in many of industries, depending on this designation, depending upon the institutions, but the role is pretty much similar. That's why they want to do this course, because if they do certificate for aging support, they can get the job as an AIN and they can start working. And working as an AIN, if you get a nice place, nice job, really the salary is really good. So as you say, you have given the average salary for a registered nurse, but even AIN are earning more than that figure. So which means, yes, that's a good opportunity. So that's why many of the students, they want to start from SOT4 in aging support. After doing SOT4 in aging support, you can get one-term credit transfer toward diploma of nursing. Also, one-term credit transfer towards diploma of community services. So first is, once you do the SOT4 in aging support, first is definitely you got the job. Second is you got the credit transfer towards your higher qualification, whichever you like to choose. Upon successful completion of diploma of nursing or diploma of community services from Australian Harbour International College, definitely you will get the credit transfers towards any university or higher education provider if you are planning to study similar faculty. So yes, I think that will give you a lot of the questions. So I don't want to go much because I will definitely like to take the questions as well later on, so that it will be very beneficial for the students in terms of exactly the questions they're looking for. So as you say, what are the reasons they choose to study this course? I already specified a few of the numbers of the reason why they choose this kind of course. And so talking about the common entry requirements. So first, yes, for all of these 3 qualifications, a student must have year 12 or equivalent. Doesn't have to be from health and science faculty. They can start from any faculty, but if they have a experience or educational experience from health and science courses, then definitely it will be easy for them to study further. For diploma of nursing, 7 each or equivalent is definitely important. But for SOT4 in aging support and diploma of community services, overall 6, not less than 5.5 for international student. and international students applying from offshore, and then for the onshore students who are already in Australia, if they have overall 5.5, not less than 5, or equivalent is good enough. And if students are onshore, they can sit for English placement test, and then they can start studying, but not for the diploma of nursing. I can see the question. So 2 sittings question. Yes, that's a very common practice and very common question. So yes, you can get the desired score in 2 sitting of IELTS or PTE, but again, the terms and condition apply. So condition is the 2 sittings must be between 6 months of the period. So it doesn't have, the gap shouldn't be more than 6 months. And in each of the sittings, your overall score must be 7, not less than 6.5. So if you get overall 7 this first sitting and the second sitting, but if you get a speaking 6.5 in the first sitting, and if you get 7 in speaking in second sitting, then that's perfectly fine. But each band shouldn't be less than 6.5, and overall score shouldn't be less than 7. So if you can get this score in 2 sittings, yes, this may not help a lot, but this is a really good help for few students as well. So, and also for a diploma of nursing, if you have already studied at least 1.5 year, if you have already studied 1.5 year course of diploma of nursing, and if you have a 5-year study experience including that 1.5 year, then yes, English condition can be waived. Or if you have a 5 years study, continuous study of higher education from year 8, for example, let's say from year 8 to year 12, 5 years study in Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, Canada, or this kind of English speaking country, that can be into the consideration. But so in short, long story short, yes, 7 each is a very essential component for diploma of nursing. That is also one of the reasons many of the students are shifting for community services and other course, because for many students 7 each is like a very hard job as well.
Yeah, so just like remind our student, if you have PT for 2 sitting within 6 months, and the score will around like 65 each band, you can combine it and can apply for the diploma of nursing. Yeah. So we go for the next question. Like I think like a lot of cases in Australia for onshore students, they are studying like higher education level, and they want to change to vocational course like diploma of nursing or diploma of community services, because of the demand of the market, and demand in the COVID-19. So will Harbour College accept those students, and what is the process for this? Yeah.
So okay, yes, together we'll give the answer. So yes, first, so we don't want to talk much about the migration pathway, because EMK Global has an expert team, and they can definitely guide the student in terms of migration consequences, processes, and to make it easier. For us, yes, we do offer the seat for those students as well. For them, if they meet our entry requirement, that's more than enough to get the enrollment. Many of the students, they're studying bachelor's, they're studying master's, and it might be very difficult for them to cope up with those qualifications. And if they want to study diploma first towards the bachelor's later in the future, we're more than happy to offer them the seat. So process is very simple. They just need to find a very good counselor from EMK Global. And then definitely the first is definitely we need the application form. And also we want a specific reason why you want to study diploma, why don't you want to continue with your bachelor's requirement. Second, if release is required from your current education provider, that could be another subject as well. Definitely, if you want to do both courses together, there is options for the concurrent COE as well. That's not a problem at all. Also, if you have a 7 each in IELTS or PT or equivalent, and if you have a year 12 equivalency of your academic qualification for onshore students, no problem at all. And extra additional document required is a visa copy. Definitely, if they have a valid visa, that's perfectly fine. So yes, if students want to do nursing courses or aged care or community courses, and if they're having a problem with the higher education, and if they want to start from SAT4 diploma level, then Australian Harbour International College is more than happy to welcome those students.
Yeah. So I just note with those students, because they change from higher education level to vocational level. So for the visa, they need to apply for the new visa later on after, at least within 3 months. So what's the difference between the GTE, statement of purpose for the onshore and offshore student? And do you have like different requirement for the finance? Dipesh, I think you can help us with this question.
Yeah, like we normally if student wants to extend the visa, like we don't even we in assessment level 2, like our college is assessment level 2, and then even if we don't need, immigration doesn't require that all those GT things, but we always ask student. So if in case like immigration asks with them, they will be prepared, but they don't need to provide any other except GT,
We are very flexible in terms of the onshore students. If student is applying for overseas, which might take a while because the borders are currently closed, but for overseas students, we do have a separate GTE team, and we'll be assessing all the financial statement, documents, and family background, relationship, and everything else for international student applying from offshore. But if students are already in onshore and have a valid Australian visa, in terms of them, yes, as per the base mentioned earlier, no requirement for the financial. Also, if they have any onshore qualification, or if they have done anything in Australia, then the English requirement can be waived as well.
Fulfilled by that course what they done in Australia before.
Yeah. So I believe the question about financial document when based on the assessment of the agent for the visa as well. So the agent need to make sure that everything have done properly for the student for the visa. To help the student to keep enrollment in the college. I see a student, Chloe, asking a question like, I am studying marketing. Is it okay to change to my major to nursing? Yeah, so I'm not sure this student, she studied diploma or higher education, but I think Madan or Dipesh can answer this.
If that student already completed diploma in Australia, if it's a length is equivalent to 1 year, that means that the English requirement is completed fulfilled for any other courses than diploma of nursing. To start diploma of nursing, of course, student need each band IELTS 7. But for diploma of community service, if student completed any diploma in Australia, student can start anytime in any intake, diploma of community service and certificate for in aged care and so aged care without.
Yes. So like you can change to the major of nursing, but it depends on whether you meet the requirement for English or not. As Madan or Dipesh, he just said, so we have another question. Okay, I have my budget is around 25,000 per year. Can I study in the college or any institute? So I think Harbour College can answer this question, right?
Definitely. If you're if the student, let me be clear. So student is able to afford $25,000 max per year, or the income of the student is 25,000. So I'm not pretty clear about the question.
The question is my budget. I think the budget for studying is not including living expense. So if the budget is around 25,000 per year, is it possible for them to study?
If it is only 25,000 years, then yes. If a student is planning for bachelor's of nursing, then definitely a big no, because definitely that will not comply with their expenses, and later on they might be in a lot of financial breakdowns. If they're looking for community services or similar course, then I'm not sure about universities, but maybe he or she might be able to afford some. If they're looking for a higher education, I'm talking about higher education, they might choose a private education providers. But if students is maximum limit of 25,000, including all the living cost and everything else, then I strongly believe VET qualification is perfect. And yes, the student can afford Harbour College to study any of these 3 qualifications, having a good basic life as well, basic life expenses as well. A student may not be able to save any fund, but will be able to run life very smoothly while studying as well.
Yeah, I think the common understanding of the student, because they have a look on the big uni, so that's why they see the expense, like tuition fees really expensive. But if you know any college like Harper College, you can see the price, like tuition fee is really affordable and suitable for your budget. So you need to
So
make
all
sure.
this qualification lies from 8,000 to 15,000 yearly
Yeah.
maximum. So that's so there is no more than 15,000 tuition fee max with us.
And
So
as the Australian rules, like the student can work like 20 hours. So
Yes.
that can also help a little bit,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Even, for now, the aging support students can work like more than 20 hours per week, as a
Yeah.
and this
They see.
sector definitely have a very good income source. So time and often I have been reported for many of the students, they're saying, oh, I'm being paid in cash, $15, $16. I can't report to anyone because I have a financial burden and these kind of things. Even for the tax purpose, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 21 is a basic normally the students are getting. However, working in aged care or disability centers or community centers, in the weekends or in public holiday, I can see the students are getting up to $80, $85 per hour, which is a very huge and highly paid, which means even working 20 hours, they can get a very good amount of money to support their life and educations if required.
Yeah, that's true. So for the student who consider about their budget, they need to have a look in other options apart from the university, and all the qualification in Australia is recognized worldwide, so you don't need to worry about it, and has been assessed by the Australian Department of Education. Like we have another question from the student because they want to know what type of assignments and exam in those healthcare courses, like is this related to practice assessment as well?
I think yes, I think we can get Mr. Adrian as well in terms of the assessment and requirement as well.
He just left a note for us. Like you said, like as you said, like in our health and nursing science course, like I'll go start from the beginning, like certificate for aging support. If a student will study certificate for aging support with us, the student have to do the placement for 120 hours in different age scales. And then like in-house there is you can say in every term we have in-house exams. And we do have 2 big labs, so they will have practical in every class, you can say. In every class, they will have practical in-house, but beside the campus, they have to do that 120 hours placement in different age scales. In certificate for the same as in diploma of community service, they have to do the 100 hours placement in different age scales and hospitals. And then as diploma of nursing is pretty high, it's 400 hours in few different hospitals. And we do have all those, like setups from beginning. So students don't have to worry about the placements and practicals. If a student is happy to come and see the college, visit the college, like we can show them. We have everything, like we have some, like we can't show you over the phone or over the video, but we do have some, like dummies. They react like a human body. They pretty much looks like human body, and then you can like take out the blood from those bodies. You can give the saline to those bodies, like you can check their temperature, you can check the blood pressure. We do have everything pretty much set up as a new, like a small hospital.
So like if you can have like any video to show the student like as an example of the course, so can share with us, because I can see in the photo for the campus tour, in the facility.
Do you mind, like I'll just connect you via the phone, and I'll take my phone to the nursing lab and show you.
So it is just take a short time.
Please
take us to the campus.
So
just a quick one.
As I said, we have so this is health and clinical lab. We have 3 qualifications. certificate for nursing support plus diploma of nursing. So we have two internal labs available. We can see this internal lab. So you can see it's like a patient sleeping on the decks. And very first of all, students do their placement or practical or simulation in in-house lab. And once they're ready here, then only we send to the aged care centers, then nursing homes, and finally to the hospitals. The students doing diploma of nursing, so student doing diploma of nursing, they have a 400-hour placement hours. So they will be doing the GP centers and medical centers and everywhere else as well. For diploma of community services also, they need to visit the community centers from 100 to 120 placement hours. Minimum 100 hours in the community centers is the minimum requirement for diploma of community services as well. For short nursing support, 120-hour placement, which is arranged by the college, and falls also for the diploma of nursing and diploma of community services. The placements are arranged by the college. So student no need to worry about the placement or where to visit, how to go. So everything is arranged as per their convenience. We have a lot of placement centers, and a student actually can choose the placement centers near to their house to make it very convenient as well. Duration for short nursing support is 1.5 years, including placement. Duration for the diploma of nursing is 2 years, including placement, and diploma of community services is 1 year and 3 months, which is equivalent to 5 terms as well. So a student will have access to all the equipments, all the materials. They do all kind of placement during their simulations with the mannequin, and once they done the simulation with the mannequins, then only they are eligible. Once our registered nurse and doctors verified, in-house trainers verified they are eligible to visit for the placement centers, then only we send them for the placement once we find they are competent. Otherwise, they have to repeat the simulations, and then only they can do the further informations or further process.
Yeah, so Megan, you can like this is a short time, but you can see pretty much everything here. We do have like all the electric beds and like pretty much everything is not the dummy, but except this mannequin. Everything is a real, like even medicines and pills and everything is real. So they can practice in a real world, like.
Yeah, it's, I was in a hospital before, to see my friend, and I can see that all the equipments provide for the nursing student, like already provided in Harbour College. So the student will not be worried about work placement, will not be worried about the equipment. All provided. Yeah. So I have another question. Like if the student go for work placement in hospital, so like, is there any supervisor who go with them?
So for the placement, yes, there will be 2 supervisors with them. The first one is from the placement center, because they need to sign off the logbook after assessing it. And the second one is the in-house trainer who trained them, or one of the assessor from Harbour College, to verify that yes, the placement they did is like right process. So they will have an assessor or a supervisor from the placement center and from the college themselves, so which will make them sure that the student, whatever they learn, is a very practical way, because it is very crucial, and also it's a health issue. So definitely to make a student very competent and to make sure they are doing everything in the process way, yes, they do have a supervisor.
Yeah, that's great for the student, to be confident to go to workplace. How about the COVID-19 support? Like, can you share with us, like, is there any support from Harbour College to the student in COVID-19 period, or any even after graduation? Yeah.
Okay, so in terms of COVID-19, for any new applications, or if any new students are willing to study any kind of course at Harbour College, they can get the COE for the minimum cost, like whatever cost they can afford at the moment, and the rest payment plan can be arranged with the accounts department. So that's the first flexibility. So there is no specific, like they have to give this much amount of money or exactly this much amount of fund for the course. That's the first one. Second, we are very flexible and very cheap in terms of pricing, so that will definitely help students in further goal as well. That's the second thing. Regarding in terms of graduation, first we send a student to the placement center, we make them ready for the job market. That's the first thing and most important things we try to do for the student. Second, our registered nurses and our expert team provide reference to the students, so wherever they apply for the job, they can get the positive feedback from the trainer when they don't have any experience, industry experience. So after graduation also, for example, most of the students who completed diploma of nursing with us, diploma of community, certificate for aging support with us, and currently doing diploma of nursing, 90% of the students are already working in an aged care sector, as assistant in nursing.
Awesome
So,
number.
which means after getting the job placement, after doing manual handling, first aid, and other basic requirements, they are actually able to work in the placement centers. And good thing is, you don't have to complete certificate for aging support to start working in an aged care center. So in the first 2 semesters, we deliver everything that is needed to the students in terms of starting the job. So many of the students, after studying 7 months, 8 months, they already started working as well. So that's another beneficial point for the student as well.
Yeah, and I just want to add one more thing in this thing, like Madan sir just said, like most of our students, like as Madan sir said, they wherever they go for placement
Yes.
center, that what you call aged care or placement center, most of them got the job after they complete their placement there. That's another good thing, because but that depends upon the student as well, like that depends upon the person to person, how they like in the course, how they can perform, and then how they can show, but like as you said, like most of the students already got the job.
Yeah. So we have another questions in Facebook. Like one student asked, like, does Harbour College have any scholarships for international students?
So we offer only seat for international students. So we don't take domestic students, which means even if students are local, they don't get any fees held from Harbour College. So it is fair enough for all the students. The fee structure is exactly the same. That's the first scenario. Second, specifically in terms of finance, no and yes, both. So as I said, we are very flexible in terms of the payments and everything else, and fees are really affordable for the students. So yes, if any students are extraordinary in their qualifications, and if extraordinary performance in their previous school and in academic reports, then case by case, yes, they might be eligible to for a scholarship, so that they can contact EMK Global, and EMK Global and Harbour College can discuss together in terms of the scholarship for any particular specific students. But in generic, we're flexible for everyone, but in generic, there is no specific amount that is offered as a scholarship.
Yeah. So can you remind our student about the tuition fee of aging course, community course, and nursing course? Yeah.
So
they
it's
can
easy
know.
for Answer students, because Answer and Obser have a slightly different one.
Yes.
So do you want me to, so let's talk about the Answer, because
Onshore, yeah.
the Obser market is closed anyway. So for certificate for aging support, let's start from there. It is 1.5 years, which is 78 weeks. So there is a, 6 terms. Yep. So $200 enrollment fee is applicable for all of the qualification. That's the beginning, of course, for the application. Second, 12,750 is a total tuition fee for in aging support. If divided into 6 terms, it's 2,125 per term. Also, throughout the qualification, there will be the material fee of $3,000. So total cost inclusive of everything is 12,750 plus 3,000 plus $200 for in aging support. Now let's talk about Diploma of Nursing. A Diploma of Nursing is 2 years qualification, and total tuition fee is $30,000, or you can say $15,000 yearly, or you can say 7,500 per semester, or term-wise is 3,750. So there will be $200 enrollment fee for this qualification as well, and 30,000 will be tuition fee. And throughout the qualification, there will be the material fee of $4,000. So total tuition fees for the Diploma of Nursing will be 30,000 per plus 4,000 plus 200. For Diploma of Community Services, fees are slightly cheaper. $200 enrollment fee will be there, and total tuition fee for Diploma of Community Services is $10,000, or divided by 5 terms, which is $2,000 per term. And also, there will be $1,000 material fee, which will be divided into 5 terms. So each term, the student will be paying $2,000 tuition fee plus $200 material fee, which is $1,200 per term for the 5 terms.
Mm. Yeah, so you can see that the tuition fee is really flexible, and also they also have the payment plan depends on the situation of the
Yes.
requirement of the students. Yeah.
We can
Uh,
we can work on depending upon the student requirements as well, like
yeah.
for the payment plan.
Yeah. So like we have another question as well, like with the restriction of COVID-19. So how Harbour College conduct the healthcare courses, because it's related to practice as well. So
Yeah,
that's a question
well,
from the student.
normally like before this July intake, our July intake start from 13th of July. This just a week ago. Like before this one, we are fully online because it's the NSW COVID-19 restriction. So after this July 13th intake,
Yeah.
we have a few students in-house in college to face, and they can study. They can still study. They are still studying online half of the course, but the practical, they come into the college because we do have 2 labs in 2 floors. So they're doing practical, like alternately, not every day, like we're dividing our clinical placement coordinator is dividing his training into few groups. So yeah, they're doing practical in such a way.
So yeah, we are observing the social distancing, even for the other qualification. For example, there used to be 30 students in the class. Nowadays, no more than 15 students in the class. We also offering both face-to-face and online class, both for the theoretical classes. And in terms of the practical classes, they will have a specific allocations in terms of placement as well, and in terms of simulation in-house inside the classrooms as well. So students are required to visit only the days of the simulations and practicals will be organized to considering the social distancing and restrictions as well.
Yeah, so yeah, it's really important to comply with the Australian requirements, for the
Yeah.
COVID-19 social
Yeah.
distancing. So I understand about this situation, and all other schools, they are also the same. So they focus on theory before the practice, and also they provide a group by group in the class for the student
Yeah.
to keep social distancing compliance.
Yeah, we have to follow the rules.
Yeah. So like do you guys have like how about the rate of success case after graduation in nursing course or health like age course age care
So
course
short for an agent
Harbour?
support and diploma of nursing, we can say it's 100% success rate.
Awesome.
So there's
Yeah.
no doubt, So these are the highly skilled course, and all of
Yeah.
the students are working in a similar industry. After diploma of nursing, they will be enrolled nurse, because that's the enrolled nurse programming, so that they
Yeah.
can start working as an enrolled nurse. Also, most of the students, they don't want to stop themselves as only being an enrolled nurse, and they want to go further with the
Yeah.
Bachelor's of Nursing program as well, which is a very highly beneficial, because after the completion of Diploma of Nursing from Harbour College, there will be at least a year credit transfer towards the Bachelor's of Nursing. So they can finish Bachelor's of Nursing. In next 2 years, they will be registered nurse. That's why most of the students are very happy doing this course.
Awesome. Yeah, good to hear that. It's good to hear that, because the student really consider about the duration of studying in bachelor degree and about the employment rate after graduation. So what is the next available intake for nursing course in Harbour College?
So for Short 4 in aging support and Diploma of Community Services, we have 8 intakes every year. But Diploma of Nursing, we have a very limited intake, so which we do normally February and July.
Yeah.
So next intake will be the coming February 2021.
Yeah, so if any student want to study nursing, a diploma in nursing in Harbour College, please contact EMK Global as soon as possible, because
And many of the
people,
students, they wonder, many of the students, they wonder, currently I don't have a 7H in IELTS, but I have everything ready with me.
Yeah.
So what can I do? Because I don't want to make any gap as well, because I have to comply with my visa condition as well. So most of the students like that, they are doing certificate for an aging support qualification with us. And
Yes.
if they are eligible to start diploma of nursing, if they want to, for example, today I enrolled as a certified nursing sport, and after 2 months or 3 months, I got 7 each in IELTS. So
Yes.
for me, for those students, if they want to join diploma of nursing from February intake, we offer them the seat and we say, okay, no problem. So from February, you can start diploma of nursing if they are eligible. We can do the in-house suitability test and we do it accordingly.
Awesome. Yeah, so it's really flexible. I hope that the student can contact us as soon as possible, you know, because the demand for nursing course is really high and it will be fulfilled really quickly. So I think we already answered like all the questions from our students. So if any of you have any other questions, you can contact us later on. Thanks for your insightful sharing, Madan and Deepesh.
Thank
I
you. Thank
hope,
you for your time as well.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
Really
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank you
yeah,
so much, Megan. You know, and I want to tell all of the students that EMK Global is one of our very trusted partner and very highly professional team who
Yeah.
provide only the latest information. So I believe all the students to visit EMK Global will be very successful and fruitful and can be
Yeah.
a very exciting pathway towards their future and desired goal as well. So I highly recommend EMK Global is a very perfect counseling agency for this student for their future goals.
Thank you, Madan. Thank you, Deepesh. You know, because we try to have good compliance with any policy from the government.
Yes.
Yeah, also work with the school accordingly to make sure that the student have the good quality of education and also
Definitely.
suitable for their budget as well.
So, you know, all lecture counselors and tutors in our college, HIC are Australian citizens who themselves have a high academic achievements in Australia, and they direct experience as student and professional in Australia brings real value in the HIC teaching systems and learning outcome as well. So our main goal and standard is to develop and offer learning programs that are direct result of consultation and collaborative partnership with Australian university and professional work sectors. Also, breeze and tangibly link the potential of AHIC student and their desired learning outcomes with identified territory requirements or specific industry demands. And we tend to provide quality course and training that encompass the best possible student support service and deliver a rich and rewarding international student program, and also design education pathway for qualification that are relevant to ever-changing labor market demands in Australia as well as globally as well, and is invest and embrace in a new technologies and teaching methods, including innovative online teaching delivery that maximize time management for students and develop programs that enable enrollees to tap into their individual learning capacity and realize their full academic and professional potential. Also deliver ongoing skill enhancement program for all the staff, build a vet center driven by a psychology of continuous quality improvement, and ensure that the college address to and applies to the principle of access, equity, and to all the operation as well. So we believe we try to give a quality educations. Also, we understand the requirement of all the students. In Australia is a multicultural and vibrant country. Most of the people are international here, and everyone is going through their life, struggle, problems, and there are a lot of other things. So we understand these things because we all come from the same background. We all came from the same industry. We all were the international student ones, and we believe we understand that pain and pressure and requirement of all international students. So Harvard College will be definitely the epicenter for all the international students.
Yeah, thanks, Madan. Thanks so much for your information and also, you know, the quality of content you provide to us. Also remind, like EMK Global, we work with international students from globally. So you guys from any country can contact us for the enrollment, and we provide the free service for the admissions. You can send email to our contact at emkglobal.com.au for any further discussion, or call directly to our number, which show in our Facebook page or in our website. Thanks for joining us today for the talk show. Thank you, Madan. Thank you, Deepesh.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much, Megan,
Thank you,
and
guys.
EMK Global team for inviting us today. We feel complete privilege to be the part of this conversation today, and hopefully we try to give all the information which we have, and also we will be more than happy to assist further if required. So please contact EMK Global, and we are in direct contact of EMK Global. So definitely, if anything required, we are just on call away if you are with EMK Global. So thank you, Megan. Thank you,
Thank
Liz,
you.
and thank you, Oscar, and thank you all of the EMK Global team for this absolute precious time.
And thank you all the students who participate
Thank
here.
you. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye bye.